So he was like, okay, then what do you want to do? I said, I don't know, you tell me. And he was like, I am good at computers. Maybe you will be good at computers. So that's how I took computer science. That's when I got to know about, I got interested in rapping. मैं इस beat पे rap बना सकती. I am also a little scared meeting people for the first time from BA who knew nothing about product management, who was scared to write requirements, to being in a product management team, which defines the direction as an, okay, right now, this is where we want to go. And it takes, organization's direction to somewhere. That has been my journey so far. Am I boasting too much? I wouldn't be here if I didn't feel good about it.
I knew it. Let's start. Hey Manpreet, how is it going?
Going well.
When was the last time we met?
We met in our cohort 3 meetup.
Yeah, a couple of months back, right?
Yes.
So I didn't get a chance to speak with you much at the last meetup. These days, what we are trying to do, we are trying to meet our community members and learning, more about them, where they come from, what they are doing now, what they really want to do in the future. And also along the way, we are trying to figure out a bunch of new services at Airtribe, which could be useful for them as they, navigate their careers after they have graduated from one of our programs. I was really curious to know more about you, your childhood, where you come from. These things are not captured as well, when the course is running, the courses are very intense at Airtribe. I guess maybe some of the other learners you got a chance to hang out with, they probably know more about you than I do. So I would love to know more, about your childhood, your experiences, and, how did some of those experiences shape who you are?
I've been a creative kid. I think it's because of my mom. She loved singing. She was a badminton player in her school. And she also wanted to inculcate that habit in me. So I have been a kid who was not a topper, but good in studies. Was always involved in extracurricular activities, all the creative ones, right? Whether it is singing, dancing, extempore speech, story writing. You name it, I was there. So that has been my childhood. And I always wanted to take that with me and when I grew up. So when I was growing up at that point of time, I used to sing a lot. I used to dance a lot. So my dad told me that, singer ban ja. So I was like, no, singing is a very short-lived career, I think. And there is a lot of competition. I'll not do singing. I'll keep doing it as extracurricular activity. So he was like, okay, then what do you want to do? I said, I don't know, you tell me. Then he was like, I am good at computers. Maybe you will be good at computers. So that's how I took computer science. So that's how I went into engineering. So it's like my mom's best of both, like my mom's creativity and my dad's talent as well, because he's a really good orator. You should meet him. So mix of both their guidance and their creativity and talent has. Am I boasting too much? No. So that has come into me. So I think the childhood has been very creative. That has shaped my life so far now. So it's a mix of creativity even now.
It's interesting that somebody, who had such a creative childhood eventually got into product management, which some people think is, probably not as creative as something like product design or design in general. So that's very interesting. You said your father wanted you to be in computer science and you pursued that, after 12th. I wonder how the journey was like after that. Like, did you really want to be an engineer? How did it look like after college?
In the beginning, I was completely clueless. So in 11th and 12th, I was good at computers because we were given training in basic programming. I was good at it. So I knew it will be good for me. the college, it went by. We got to know what is the scope after, and the scope was very limited. We were told that there are two jobs that you will get. That is either a developer or a QA, like a testing engineer. That was a term, like a tester, maybe not even a testing engineer or a QA. So a developer or a tester. So these were the two things that we were told. And we were also told, be wary that you might be given a job of writing requirements. That's not a very glamorous job that you want. And we were scared of that. And eventually I got into IBM. That was my first job. And I became a business analyst over there. And the job was to write requirements. And I was scared about my future. As in, I wanted to be a developer. I was trained in Java, basic and advanced. Even in IBM, I was trained in Java. But the job that I got was of a business analyst. So I was a little scared in the beginning of my future that I'll spend the rest of my life writing software requirement specifications. And I did not know, because there was not much exposure in college that, BA or product related roles also exist. So that's how it panned out. The college went very well. I was a little scared in the beginning of my career for myself.
So it was from computer science to business analyst. And based on what you're saying, you definitely didn't enjoy the role as much.
Yeah.
Now you are a product manager.
Yeah.
So can you tell me more about how the journey looked like from being a business analyst, early in your career, and to becoming a product manager now?
So in the beginning, like I told you, that I was scared. And we did not know what does the future look like for a business analyst. At that time, I did not even know that I could go into something like product management. I thought I wanted to be a developer. But 1 year down the line, I started enjoying the task of writing requirements, understanding those requirements. So in the beginning, I used to write high-level design documents. Those were not even functional requirements. Those were high-level design documents for the developers, like what data we need to store, what is the length, what is the field type, what is the data type, all of that. It was very technical though. Slowly, after 1 year, I realized I don't want to do just high-level design document. Maybe I want to do something bigger. So at that point of time, I was working for one application. I wanted to do things end-to-end. So I eventually moved to a team which was doing end-to-end process design. So I started writing requirements for end-to-end software. That was also, again, the same thing. Even at that point of time, I did not know that, something like product management will be good for me. I got to know about product management, but I did not know what it is exactly. I think it's for like, very, very senior folks and who are like 15 or 17 years down the line of their career. So I did not know about it. I moved on to 24/7 Vodafone, doing the same job of BA. I eventually moved to writing business requirements document. And then very late though, there was a switch in methodology in Vodafone from waterfall to agile. That's how I got the role of product owner. At that point of time, I used to have these ideas that, why can't we do this instead of this? Why can't we do that instead of this, right? But I had no control over it. I could pass on only those requirements which are given to me by a senior or my manager. So I used to think, I want to do something strategic. I want to be the one who makes these decisions, That's when I got interested in product management. I started reading about it, that this is what it is. And that's when AppUX happened. I gave an interview. I found out it's a startup. No better way to, expedite your growth than working in a startup. I got to know that they are into network security. I knew nothing about network security, but I was, determined that I will learn about it.
Mhm.
And that's where I learned the most about product management. So, yeah. So, from BA, who knew nothing about product management, who was scared to write requirements, to being in a product management team, uh, who which defines the direction as an okay, right now this is where we want to go, and it takes organizations direction to somewhere. That has been my journey so far.
Because now that you have gone through this journey, a lot of people would be able to relate with you. Uh, there are thousands of business analysts who are just carrying their bag to the office and not happy perhaps, but they do not know whether they can do it. The whole point of doing something like this is to inspire more and more people to pursue what they want. The tragedy of the commons is everyone is stuck in their careers, but they are not taking a bold step towards something that they might really enjoy.
Yeah.
And they don't do it sometimes because they don't have a relatable figure. You are that one today. आप समझ रहे हो? You are an inspirational figure today.
Oh God, I'm glad.
Manpreet, you talked about how you got into product management. I'm curious to know, how did you get to know about Airtribe? How was your experience here? How did you feel about the community here? So I would love to know more about, your journey with Airtribe and, how it's been like so far. Now that, you are an alumni member for us. So it would be nice to hear this story.
When I got into app UX, I got into the world of product management. Whatever I was learning from my manager, who was also my mentor. And because I was interested in this world, I started following a lot of product management related pages. And I don't know how I followed Airtribe on Instagram. So it might be along with that. And I told you that I was learning on the job. I also felt like an imposter because some of my peers, they had done their MBA and got into this job in the product team as product owners, and I don't have an MBA. And I was like, we are doing the same kind of job. Maybe they are more qualified than me. There was nothing in work or so, but I felt that maybe if I have a structured approach to it, this will be good. That, I won't feel like an imposter. Maybe I should do something from, IIMs and ISB. A lot of my colleagues were also doing that. Okay, so I started looking for that. And Airtribe's Product Management Launchpad, one night I was just scrolling and this ad came up. Third cohort of Product Management Launchpad we are launching, and this is what we'll have in our course. And I could see that everything that I wanted, starting from your research, problem identification, user research, metrics, and Tech 101 for PM. I was like, oh God! And this was what 10 weeks course, which is very quicker to realize your value. So I got to know the concept of MVP, right? When I was a product owner, because of the guidance from my mentor, I got to know this is something that will give me value in 10 weeks. I think I should go there. So I saw the course content, everything that you see in other courses and more, because it had Tech 101, how to talk to your tech team and the basic things that you need to know as a product management, which was my weakest point that I thought. And third, it had product leaders from Razorpay, Shopify, Google, Meta. So that was a good enough pull for me that I will learn from working professionals who are, already acing in their job, right? They will tell me what is going on the ground in these companies and I'll get to learn from them. So that was my go-to point. That and I had this thing that, I think I need to begin somewhere. And that's when I enrolled in Airtribe. And after that, I got to know the first I think the onboarding day, we got to know that we need to behave. Do you remember your college days? That was, I think, the first question that you asked. That who remembers their college days? How were the college days? What do you remember from your college days? So, and everybody was like friends, community, the fest, the getting together, meeting friends, all of that. So, and you said, these are the things that we want you to do here. Apart from learning that you learn here, we want you to build a community here, learn from each other. And um, also that instead of studying in silos, the people who learn together, they learn more, right? So those things really helped me out. Overall, the journey, apart from learning, definitely we have really good instructors. Naga, Siddharth, the communication lessons, Dhaval on Tech 101, Ben on UX, everything was really, what do you say, was not spoon feeding, was not theoretical. It was practical lessons that you can get. And the best part during those lessons were the breakout rooms. So it was not that you just said that it is community experience and you do community and gone. Breakout rooms were also a chance for us to, meet other folks. What do they think about when we were given a problem and we used to go into breakout rooms, even in Zoom sessions, we will talk to each other. As in, what do you think about it? When we were done solving the problem, we'll just talk as in, where do you stay? Where is your office? How do you commute? So we meet friends over there as well.
Community is very, very important for us at Airtribe. We also started doing offline meetups because post-pandemic, everyone understands, everyone fully believes in the power of in-person meetups, and nothing comes close. So, how was your meetup experience, and what did you really like about it?
Meetup experience was really good. Some of the folks had come from different cities. So I was surprised to see that some of the folks had come from Hyderabad. That's a result of what happened during the classes, the community that built during the classes. That's why people showed up in the real meetup, we really wanted to meet each other, meet the person who's behind the camera, right? So that was good. I could meet so many folks who were there with me. Met you, met Dhaval, energetic folks from Airtribe who are behind everything. I really like the part that even when we meet up, there are folks who are introverts, there are folks who are extrovert. It was taken care when somebody is an introvert who's not talking to somebody. Samyak, I remember he was bringing that person and you're like, hey, Manpreet, meet so and so. Hey, so and so, meet Manpreet. He's part of growth cohort. And so it was taken care of that everybody, gets, engaged in that activity of networking and meeting each other and getting to know each other on a personal level. So I really, really cherish that. That was my first meetup where I'm meeting somebody for the first time. I am also a little scared meeting people for the first time, but it didn't feel like it. It felt like that I knew you folks from Airtribe and my cohort people from like I don't know how long. So yeah, it was good. I just wish that people who are outside will come back and we have a meetup again.
I think you moved to Planview while the code was still running, correct?
Yes.
I'm very curious to know, did you find what you learned in the program to be useful, in the role that you took at Planview? And what is your role looking like right now? And how are you looking at your career going forward in product?
When I enrolled in Airtribe course, Product Management Launchpad, I was already in my transition phase of switching my job. We had already crossed that problem identification and root cause analysis part, and that really helped me out in cracking my interview because I was given a problem identification case on the in my interview. That helped me out over there because taking a structured approach, using common sense and some logic and some creativity will help you out. So I used that to my benefit and I cracked the interview at Planview. At Planview, the product is really huge and it's an emerging product. So apart from user experience, we are also looking at, product adoption for new customers, right? I handle a part of the product which again focuses on same product adoption. for the customers who use that feature alone. So then there is a whole journey that Airtribe, the whole product life cycle, starting from your, again, problem identification, your user research, your analytics and metrics, your product design, everything, right? So that really helped me out asking the right questions from the beginning. Because I was doing that transition, I really needed to know why we are doing what we are doing. Who is it that we are doing it for? Who are the personas, right? What is it that we are actually focusing on? In my previous job, I never asked for, are we tracking the adoption metrics for this feature? I never asked that. That gave me the confidence, the course, it gave me the confidence to ask the right questions. One thing, that if we are looking at adoption of a certain feature or the product, what is it that we are looking for? Who is it that we are doing it for? Right? In the beginning that I told you that I wanted to be that person who will make that decision on what basis, right? So those decisions I get to make now, and those questions I get to ask now, right? And in a logical way. Apart from that, the confidence, that imposter syndrome that I had, that maybe I'm not good enough because I've not done an MBA, the Airtribe has given me that confidence, because with knowledge, you will get some confidence. So I can confidently ask questions accordingly. I don't feel like an imposter anymore. I know what my drawbacks are, and I'm willing to learn those drawbacks. So yeah, that's how Airtribe has helped me.
So lastly, Manpreet, what's next for you?
Currently, I'm enjoying what I do, solving some really interesting problems, working on a really good product which is related to productivity, which is a really close topic, which is a topic very close to my heart. Working with a very good team. In terms of future, I think I'm early in my product management career, so I want to grow in the skills that I have learned so far in my job and Airtribe, and possibly in future become a product leader.
All the best for that. I think the kind of journey you have had, starting as a business analyst, then becoming a product owner, then a product manager, I can clearly see, you have been looking for more and more impactful work along the way. Thanks a lot for coming and sharing your story with us, Manpreet, and all the best.
Thanks so much for having me. I really had a good time talking to you, having this one-to-one meetup with you.